Okay. Welcome, welcome. It is early. Well, okay, it's not that early. It's 8:46 a.m. And I've been trying to make sure that I do consistent lives, which is not always easy because between seeing clients, between taking care of a little one, and anyone who works with clients, you know that as much as you love what you do, you're sharing energy, and it can indeed be draining. And as an empath, there are times when I need a lot of downtime. So, but great rising, Pablo. Good to see you. I wanted to make sure that I kept consistent with my Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hold on one moment. Okay, I am back wearing my denim skirt today. All right, so I wanted to come on before my client. I have two early morning clients today. I wanted to go ahead and, you know what? I don't even have my glasses. Let me see. Oh, here's a pair of glasses. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to do the I Ching reading for today. Which is Hexagram 7, and get us started with the Tao Te Ching reading. And go ahead and get the chimes out. So let's take a moment to take a nice, deep, centering breath to enter us into this sacred space. All right. Peace, peace, peace. Okay. So put on the spectacles. All right. So we're going to do Tao Te Ching reading from this book. We haven't picked this one up in a great while. This is translated by Stephen Addis and Stanley Lombardo. And this is Tao Te Ching. What is that? I think that's number 66. If I said I Ching hexagram 66 before, I didn't mean to. Forgive me. Okay. Yes. Okay. Chiang Hai. Rivers and seas can rule the 100 valleys because they are good at lying low. They are lords of the valleys. Therefore, those who would be above must speak as if they are below. Those who lead must speak as if they are behind. In this way, the sage dwells above, and the people are not burdened. Dwells in front, and they are not hindered. Therefore, the whole world is delighted and unworried. Since the sage does not contend, no one can contend with the sage. So there's some words of contemplation. You can get your own copy of Tao Te Ching. There are many, many, many translations out there, and many translations that are available in PDF form that are perfectly free. Okay, so today we are on Hexagram 7, and if you ask me, did I pull out the Hexagram card prior? No. I woke up a little late this morning, bathed, and started a cup of tea, and that's about it. And then I was like, okay, well, I have a client coming at 9:30. Let me go ahead and do a live. So I did not get the hexagram out. Of course, we're using the Tao Oracle for visuals, which these cards are absolutely divine. I mean, look at that one. This is treading. How beautiful is that? How magnificent is that artwork? Okay, so it's going to come up. Hexagram 7. Bear with me. There we go. Okay, so we have Hexagram 7 here, which is being translated as discipline. There we go. This is Hexagram number 7. Waiting for it to come into focus. I don't know if it's going to come into focus. Probably not, but that's okay. You get the gist of it. All right. So I'm going to read from the I Ching, or Book of Changes, as interpretive, translated interpretation by Brian Brown Walker, A Guide to Life's Turning Point. And I'm just going to read his first, and then we will go to Benabel Wen and break down Yes, they are beautiful cards. They're very inspiring, and they're very nice size. The card stock is really nice. My only thing, I just wish the borders, there's always something, right? I wish the borders were a little bit more narrow and the artwork a little bit bigger. And the title would be easier to read. You know, if you're 18 to maybe 35. But I swear, once you hit 40, yeah, not for everyone, you know, but okay. Hexagram 7, Shiv, the army. In times of war, it is desirable to be led by a cautious and humane general. The hexagram Shiv is a guide to proper conduct in the face of adversity. It is inevitable that we sometimes face trials and challenges in life. How we prepare ourselves, by whom we are led, and how we conduct ourselves during these wars, quote unquote wars, determines whether we are victorious or not. The I Ching counsels us to follow the example of a first-rate army. And of course, you know, as Benabel Wen has pointed out, the I Ching speaks in metaphors. So wars, armies, general. Remember, I think it was yesterday or whenever I did Hexagram 6 that I mentioned that, you know, the discord or the issue that we might think we're arguing with another person or having conflict, I think was the title, that we're having conflict with another person a lot of times is really conflict with our own self. So the army, the war, the general, you know, it's all within ourselves. And that's one of the reasons why this card is discipline, because discipline is something that comes from within. A truly powerful army always consists of a number of devoted soldiers who discipline themselves under the leadership of a superior general. If he has achieved this position through force, the general will not last for long, and he will lose the support of his army when he needs it most. If, on the other hand, he has become a leader through superior conduct and even-handed treatment of his fellow soldiers, then his power is well consolidated and endures. And so, you know, when I read that, it reminds me of discipline. If you know, just go in gung-ho and quickly do this or do that or do this or do that, if there really is truly no discipline, how are things going to stay consistent and continue to flow? Eventually, they will fall apart, you know, if there is a lack of commitment as well as discipline. So it is with us. Only by conducting ourselves humanely and with persevering balance can we have a genuine influence in trying times. There is always the temptation to be led into battle by our egos, but we are guaranteed a humiliating defeat if we turn our inferiors loose in this way. A superior person achieves victory in the same fashion as a superior army, by putting his inferior emotions under the guidance of his superior emotions, and by proceeding cautiously, modestly, and with the continual goal of achieving peace and detachment. You are advised to prepare for a trial now. Your chances of success will be determined by how you conduct yourself within and without. So there you go. Discipline. Oh, it is not coming into focus. Anyway, sorry about that. There we go. Oh, there we go. I gotta fix the camera again. I am so not into all of this text. Okay. And let me read the last bit of it. If you remain alert, modest, and just, and independent, all will go well. If you are gentle and humane, you will have allegiance of those around you. Advance cautiously when the time is right. And when it is not, do not allow your ego to stand in the way of retreat and disengagement. How many times have we been led by spirit, led by that still small voice within that says, you know what, just let go, let go. And we're like, no, no, my pride is in the way. I'm not going to let go. Remember that the ultimate victory in any battle comes when we regain our inner independence, our neutrality, and our equanimity. These can only be won by placing our inferiors, our emotions, under the leadership of our superiors. Do this now, and success will be yours. There you go. Welcome, Jasmine. Welcome. All right, let me get a little sip. This is some green tea. And yes, this is a new mug. I got this at the secondhand store. And why did I purchase it? Because it reminds me of the pottery from like the 70s when I was growing up. And it kind of matches the one little cup you see me with the sunflowers on that my grandparents used to use. You know, back when coffee mugs were actually maybe 4 to 6 ounces. All right. Let's see. We're going to go to Benabel Wynn's translation. Okay. This particular deck can be found on Amazon. Just do a search for Tao Oracle, T-A-O, Oracle. It's the artwork is by the same woman who painted the Osho Zen Tarot deck. Absolutely, it's beautiful, and the size. Now, I do not have petite hands. Now, I have been told that I have lovely hands, and I'm trying to learn how to accept that compliment. But I don't have little dainty hands. I have nice woman-sized hands, and I like nice size cards. So you see how large this card is. I've got some hands. All right, so let me turn to number 7. And you know how I mentioned before, I like to edge my deck. You can't really see it, but there's like copper edging, metallic. I also edged my Tao book, my I Ching book. It's also edged with, I think it's gold metallic. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, so hexagram 7, we're going to start from the back here. I wasn't even realizing that the breakdown of the hexagram is right after the hexagram itself. So I don't have to keep going to the front of the book. So if you look at hexagram number 7, it's created by 2 trigrams below. So it's earth over water. And remember, I mentioned the other day that the broken lines are the yin, which are the feminine energy or the negative energy. And no, negative does not mean bad. Negative simply means that which receives or takes away, like subtraction. Okay, and so that's the earth hexagram there, which is divine, all divine feminine energy. And then water, which is yin line, one yang line, yang, yang, which is masculine or positive. Positive means it gives to. So if you think of a woman and a man, a womb, an egg, an ovum, and the sperm is positive because it gives to the egg. The egg is negative because it takes from the sperm. And then it creates a baby. So water is yin, yang, and yin. And let's read a little about this hexagram. It's made of 2 trigrams, earth and water. The one above, the earth is receiving direction. As I mentioned, it's yielding, it's receptive, submission to heaven. The heaven trigram is 3 yang lines, so it's the divine masculine. And so the earth is in submission to the heaven, means the earth is under the heaven and receives from the heaven. The earth is also nurturing, it's divine yin, it's receptive energy that yields. Its direction is southwest. The aspect is love and relationships and motherhood. And let's see, the water, the yin and the yang and the yin is great depths, being submerged into the depths, strong movement or momentum, the moon, and exercise caution. Think of a rushing river. And I do want to go to the beginning because the one thing that doesn't give the archetype. And I like to include the archetype. So the archetype for the earth energy, the earth is the dreamer, the visionary. And the archetype for the water is the pilgrim and the seeker. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, water, pilgrim and the seeker, and you have the dreamer and the visionary. All right. So we're going to go back to Benabel Wynn, just keeping up with the time. I have about 10 minutes. How is everyone today? And thank you, everyone, for being in the chat room. Let's see. So discipline. So here we go. Collective force, the army. The oracle states, discipline. Water flowing in the center of the earth. Water is what connects disparate lands. It is what can unite them. Be like water beneath the earth. Be like the hollow pit beneath the earth. Conditions are auspicious when the army marches with the single unified purpose. When the army is in proper order, the Master General, will work toward increasing the kingdom's people and livestock. When the kingdom's people and livestock increase, your army will increase. When your army increases, your soldiers will persevere. To persevere means the army is disciplined. To be disciplined, the army must be led by a tenacious general. Are you ready to be tenacious in your discipline in your life? Remember, as Benabel when mentioned, is that, we have to keep in mind the I Ching speaks in metaphors. You can think of the army as your emotions, as your actions, as the degree of commitment that you have, and the general as your conscious mind, as you consciously make the effort to stay disciplined, to stay focused, to keep your priorities in order. And just remember, it's never a once and done deal. Life is constantly changing. That is why the I Ching is called the book of changes, not the book of change, but the book of changes, okay? Because life is in a constant state of ebb and flow. And she has a note here. In Hexagram 7, the army could be representative of your many disparate pursuits or goals or ambitions, and the general or master is the ego, the self. The kingdom is the divine, the universal unconscious, or in psychological terms, your super ego. Welcome, warrior princess. Welcome, critical break, Pavel. Let's see, we have one more person. Where's that other person? Jasmine. Welcome. And welcome to all those who choose to remain in anonymity. That's perfectly fine. So there you have it. Oh, look at the beautiful artwork on the back, just to give you some inspiration for today. So there you go. So I'm going to have to get going. I have a client coming soon, and I want to go finish my green tea. Let my little one come back out so he can fill up the living room with his Matchbox cars and racetracks everywhere. And just checking to see if I'm overlooking anything. Oh, you know what? Before we go, let me pull out a card for us from the Oracle Trees, Soul Trees Oracle. Welcome, Delamere. I like that name, Delamere. Does that have a meaning? Is that the name of a place? What is Delamere? I think of Della Reese and mare, female horse. Is that a type of a horse? A certain breed? Regardless, it's beautiful, Delamere. Of Marie. Okay. So let's get a Soul Trees Oracle card for us today. And then we got to split. Okay, what do we have? Inner power. Yeah, that goes in good with that. De la Mare. Well, it's beautiful. So inner power. Okay, some days we wake up feeling right as rain and we're ready to get on out there. And then some days we wake up and we're like, oh my goodness. However you wake up, take a moment to check in with your inner power. Breathe, have gratitude. Because when you do, you're able, see like how this purple is down here? Checking in with spirit, checking in with self. And then as you do that, you're able to shine, make everything turn to gold the rest of the day. Check in with your inner power. And gratitude is the great generator. Critical Break says, have a lovely weekend all. Remember your innocence and your true power. It's interesting as she makes that statement. And I'm bringing out Inner Power card. Bring your inner child out for this world to see this weekend and enjoy the bliss. What's the rest she says? You will feel. Yes, we are in sync, CB, because I know there's like at least a 20-minute delay. And I brought up this inner power before your message came up. And it's a very, yes, I know. Yes, I see. I see. Whichever came first, we are definitely in sync, CB. Spirit has a message for us. Check in with that inner power. Yes, do so. It will, never feel like you're alone. Even if physically there's no one else around you, you are never alone. We have to remind ourselves of that. We are never alone. And when you have those moments where you're feeling down and you are feeling like you're alone, don't feel any shame. Embrace that moment. See what it has to teach you. But please trust and believe that that too shall pass. Some days you're going to feel up. Some days you're going to feel down. Some days you feel like a nut. Some days you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut. All right. Much love to all of you. And thank you for being here. Let's take a moment to take a nice deep healing breath. Let's remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. Let's take a moment to embrace our inner child, to love ourselves, to put ourselves first. Compassion and love to self first, and allow that cup to flow over into others. And remember, there is no lack. There is no scarcity. There is only abundance. I wish you peace and great bliss. And until next time.